So I got I will draw a line. Anything weird? We socialists here. I need to be back out there. No, stay right. Maybe I tried. I'm back now. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? It ain't got nothing to do with you. It is cool. I got it. So stunning in the sun. Okay, it is 10 o'clock and we will get this party started. Heard that beat. Glad you all could make it today for our August 5th, 2021 administrative meeting. Announcements from the commission.
Couple.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
The county schools will go back tomorrow, so we want to wish the parents and the students, especially the teachers, so that prayers be with them as they try to navigate COVID. And also went down and observed a part. I didn't stay after the rain moved in, but observed part of the concert we had across the street creek at the amphitheater. And I was pleasantly surprised to see the number of people that turned out. And anecdotally, I was flying home the day of the concert and I was on the plane. We got birds, so we had time to talk and overhear what other people were up to. And there was a gentleman and his son that were flying. I don't know where they were from, but they were on the plane from Atlanta coming to Houston County for that concert. I thought that was really, really good.
They're doing a good job down there with that, bringing in good entertainment, and it's good to see that facility, that amphitheater, the stage that they have is really nice for the area. It's good to see them do those kind of things. And I heard it was a little wet, but anything you have these days in the afternoon or evening is a little wet. So how farming is going, it's probably a muddy mess right now. We need a break. Yeah. You know, when you're a farmer, you can almost always say that, right? Yeah, break. So, right. Bless y'all. But yeah, we do send out our thoughts and prayers to all of those in administration and teaching and all of that for educators, but remind all of our citizens too that that is going on. So pay attention when you're driving in school zones and everywhere. It seems like we just got out of school and now here we are going back. Time seems to fly the younger I get. You got that right, Peter. Any other announcements?
No, we just want to make sure that the public is aware that COVID is on the uprise again. It is mutating. Make sure that if you're not being careful for not just yourself, be careful for everyone else that is around you. It's very important. Please do not just push it aside. And still very much aware. You're not wearing a mask in crowded areas. You're hurting everyone that is around you.
It is, and we continue to continue to encourage everyone to get vaccinated. As Commissioner Harvey said, to wear a mask if you're in a public setting, and we're going to be continuing to look at our policies and what we should not do regarding that in our public proceedings and whatnot. It's become, unfortunately, a political animal for sure, and we don't want to make it that. We're not trying to make it that. We're just trying to keep our employees and our citizens safe, and That's our only purpose. We don't have any political agenda here, so continue to do that. And we'll advise the public as we go along if we change any access or anything like that to the building. Don't have any plans for that right now, but we are monitoring it. And, particularly our employees that have to deal with the public every day. We want to make sure that we do everything we can to make their environment as safe as possible. We certainly have had some issues among our employees, so we know it's real, and we know we want to try to do the best thing for them. So thank you for that. Any other announcements? All right, and we will move right into the regular agenda. The first item to be considered is a request to award bid for uniforms at the Sheriff's Department to the lowest bidder meeting specs. This is a normal and customary annual bid, I assume. Any questions regarding that? I can say either one of our distinguished sheriff representatives got on their uniform, they could stand up and model for us, so we won't ask you to do that. Sheriff, glad to have you with us today, by the way. Any questions or comments or concerns? Okay, any objections to adding that to the agenda? All right. Item number 2 is request to enter into a construction agreement for an industrial access project with Aldot Roden Bridge. Talk about what this is. This has to do with the project that we approved out at Sam Houston Industrial Park. Matt came and spoke to us, if you all remember, actually twice, I think, we approved doing this work. We are partnering with the state on this, and in essence, because they are reimbursing us for most all the work, and this is the agreement with the state to get money back for the work that we're doing. Did I say all that right?
You did, and we're also partnering with the city on the backside.
That's correct.
So everybody's kind of stepped up on this.
Yeah, this is our typical way of doing these industrial projects. We partner with whoever, the city and the state, and sometimes other counties, sometimes other municipalities. We have a very, very partner-esque, if that's a word, attitude in our area, and it helps us get things like this done. This is going to create significant opportunity for our citizens, and it's going to be a really good project. I think we'll start working in the next couple months.
Hopefully we can start in September, October.
Yeah.
That's kind of the plan. But it's improving the Sam Houston Road itself out there, patching it, resurfacing it,
Right.
and then extending it on out to the to this customer that they have coming in, building a road and a cul-de-sac and a new road.
The access funds that we're agreeing to receive from the state are in the amount of $979,300. We don't know if we will, that's how much has been approved. I started to say allocated, that's not right, approved. I don't know for sure if we will use all of that, but we have that much approved.
Yes.
Any questions regarding that? Any objections to adding that to the agenda? All right. Number 3 is request to enter into a construction agreement with Aldot for the resurfacing of Walden Drive from Kinsey Road to Broad Street. Engineer.
Just do projects that should be let and paid hopefully next year sometime.
All right, this one and the next 2 are all MPO projects.
Yes.
According to what this says, okay?
Well, is that part of that now? This part of that now? Remember talking about going through that? He says not. Okay.
Okay, any other questions or comments about this? Any objection to adding this to the agenda? All right, item number 4 is request to enter into a construction agreement with Aldot for the resurfacing of Suggs Road from Headland Avenue to the Henry County line. Same thing,
Same thing.
and your district too, Chris?
Yes, we got.
We're getting you up today, aren't we?
Applied for.
Don't say that.
That was a joke, that was a joke.
Buying lunch or something.
And that county is on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the-
Any questions about that? Same situation. This is an MPO project also. Y'all understand, and we say this every time, but when we start approving these documents and paperwork, it doesn't mean we're fixing to be out there next week resurfacing these roads. It's a long process, and we have to get the process started before we get them in. It takes quite a while. So. All right, any objections to adding that to the agenda? No good. All right, item number 5 is request to enter into a construction agreement with Aldot for the resurfacing of Jordan Avenue from Ruth Circle to Enin Road.
Yeah, right.
Yes, sir.
Question.
All right.
In our March meeting with MPO, we had Jordan Avenue resurfacing from Ruth Circle to Ben Ivy Road. This says from resurfacing from Ruth Circle to Enin Road. Did we not resurface part of Ben Ivy to Enin on Ashford Road?
I don't know, it may be a typo. The road's gonna be, I mean, we're gonna resurface this road. Do we know exactly where and from, Tom?
The March meeting of MPO, we had research from Ruth Circle to Ben Ivy, and now we're looking at research from Ruth Circle to Enin Road, which is what, the same amount of mileage, but according to the document, but it's a different, it's more than 1.6, if you did it all the way to Ben Ivy.
I don't know what was on the March meeting. I have to find that out. I don't have it in front of me. I don't know. We'll verify.
Okay, we just need to
Let
mention,
you know.
we need to verify that.
Well, I mean, the agreement we have with the state before us says to Enin Road, so that is what we are voting on, is to Enin Road. But if you'll check on that, one of you two, and have the explanation, or if it is in fact to, what did you say, Ben Ivy?
Yes.
If it is in fact to Ben Ivy, documents need to be changed, then we can adjust that.
And of course, looking over these, there has been a cost increase because of the not being, when they were approved by MPO, we've had a cost increase.
Yeah,
on every one of
these jobs put in MPO years ago,
Yeah.
way before March.
Yeah, so that,
Yeah, we had to go in and increase costs last year on all our problems, not just that
so,
That may be why it's cut.
one. Maybe.
That may be why it's cut back, is
Yeah.
the money that's put in there, we'll do the whole
Yeah,
job.
cut out some to make it balance. I don't know, but we'll find out.
and the starting dates, like Mark said, the chairman said, those start dates, well, for this one, is particularly this month on the 27th, but that was set in place years ago, a year or two ago, right?
We started this month. Maybe I hadn't even been later.
Let's get mine first.
Yeah.
Curtis said do this first. All right, any other questions regarding this item? And we'll, unless there's objection, we will put it on the agenda and request clarity on that. All right, anything else from the commission to be considered for the agenda or discussion purposes? All right, we have one item request for privileges of the floor. George Trotter wants to address us again. If you'll come to the podium, I would note that privileges of the floor are made available to our citizens to make comments to the commission regarding issues related to the county. Not a time for debate, questions, or discussion, but any items presented will be taken under consideration by the commission for future action if necessary. Speaker will have 5 minutes. Mr. Trotter.
Good morning, Commissioner.
Oh, by the way, topic today is commerce and industry for Houston County. Now, here it
Good
is.
morning.
Morning.
Privileges of the floor. Commerce and industry. I'm gonna be up here just a very few minutes, but I really was disappointed when I looked at that agenda and I didn't see where one of y'all stepped up and maybe answered a few questions the last time I was in here relative to commerce and industry. And that was relative to a 200-acre purchase proposal about a year ago for a solar farm. We the people were hoping to hear something out of y'all today about that. And I'm going to make a request that we hear from y'all Monday relative to that, if you will. So the media, we have some media here today to pick up on that and ask some serious questions about that, along with some other things. Commerce and industry. I've been coming to these meetings now for almost 4 years, representing what we call We the People Initiative, people of Houston County, to try to get information, but privilege of the floor don't allow us to ask questions and have any kind of dialogue, so really it's moot. I just try to bring out things that hopefully the media pick up on. But commerce and industry, I have not heard that brought up by any of y'all in the last 4 years relative to projects, things that you're doing to grow and try to entice commerce and industry to come in, other than in Dothan. Everything's about Dothan. We love Dothan. We the people love Dothan. We got signs here where it says love Dothan. We all do, honestly do, that live out across this county. But guess what we love first? Houston County. And that's who y'all represent, is Houston County. Not just Dothan, but all of Houston County. And we would love to see some interest put forth in some serious commerce and industry to come out to these communities and towns across this county and every other county in Southeast Alabama. I tell you, I've traveled it. Pike County, Coffee County, Geneva County, Henry County, they're all leaving us with that. And I don't have to tell you, cite what they are, but please, Mr. Chairman, if you will, with your leadership that you boast a lot about, please step up and you guys try to have something within the next, 6 months to a year. Try to have us something coming in here, if you would appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
I will say, since you brought it up twice, that we are not buying any 200 acres in Vicksburg. That has.
Okay, great. Well, I appreciate that,
It's
Mr. Chairman.
nothing to do with us. That's a project that's ongoing and is still being worked through the procedure in Montgomery. Right. All right. Stand adjourned. All right.
I'm flexible.